Yeah, I'll take a quick video of the new pheasant pen I just finished. It's 8 by 16, 7 feet tall. I use rough sawn hemlock for the lumber, a little bit of pine. Pressure treated all around the bottom. I'm going to put these old boards under it pretty soon so it won't be sitting on the dirt. Even though it's pressure treated, it lasts a little longer that way. I got this heavy 1 inch by 1 inch galvanized wire, and that's just because you can't get good chicken wire anymore. You just cannot find good hex wire anymore that lasts. You know, it's all made in China and it's garbage, and you know, I don't want to be replacing it after 3 or 4 years. I've had foxes jump up, and once it gets rusted, you know, they'll jump up and grab it and pull it apart. So I don't want to be dealing with that either. And I put 1/2 inch hardware cloth on the bottom. And yeah, pretty nice pen. I used to have a lot of them. Used to be into a lot of pheasants, but I'm not going to keep building. Like I say, I just keep a few as a hobby just because I like the colors and kind of missed them. Missed having them. And inside tour. See it all from here anyway. Diagonal brace. You gotta have that on your door. It'll sag. Stick at the bottom if you don't. Little shelter to put the feeder under, and they can duck under when it's raining. Keep a perch in here. I'm gonna put some golden pheasants in here, and they like to perch. I use the heavy wire on the top too, and I made it in 4 sections, 4 4-foot sections, and screwed the studs together to hold it in place, and put some pine trim. I even put one of these on the inside. That works well. When I go in, the door won't swing open and they won't get out that way. And yeah, I put the pine trim lip around the top of these and put some screws in there, and they hold those 4 sections from sliding off. And you know, looking into the light here, let me see it better from over here. Yeah, a little bit better. Hangs out over about 1 inch, and screwed it into that. And that's my new pheasant pen. I'm still trying to finish up the dozen quail pens. I got all the parts cut out. And I've been working between those and my lobster gear. Here it is, May 10th. And I'm just digging into my trap pile. I sold 75 of my second-hand ones, and I'm actually buying 100 new ones this year. I don't usually buy traps, but I got a little bit of a setback this year. It cost me a couple months of work, so and a pretty hard winter. So I didn't build them this year. I'm buying 100, and then I got to bridle them and tag them, and there's always something to do on them. Wire comes in different colors. I think it all fishes about the same, but normally I build all yellow with orange, but I wanted to try some blue wire. Yellows, green and black are standard. Yellow's $2 a trap more, and blue is another $2 a trap more on top of that. So, you know, a trap like this, it's a 15-inch high, 24-inch wide, 4-footer. It's got 2 side heads. And the bait line, the bait bag sets right up on this bait line. I put a little bottle cap in there. It's a toggle to keep it up off the, I don't want the bait setting on the bottom of the trap. And they go through that middle head. It's another hoop, and then they go through the parlor head and end up caught in the parlor. And these are some vents here. They let crabs and some of the short lobsters out. And yeah, I don't know why I'm taking this video. It's for a quail farm, but a lot of people throughout the country are always asking me about lobstering, or I'm from Maine, and they know I do it for a living. This is my main occupation. My second business is my small quail farm. But yeah, so I've got about 3 weeks, maybe a month, to go through all this gear. All this stuff's in good shape. All you have to do every year is replace these 2 iron hog rings on your ghost vent. It's got a bigger panel, one extra mesh cut in it. They call it a ghost vent. In case you lose your trap, it's called a ghost trap. And these are made to rust off in about a year's time, and that vent will float up and it'll let all the lobsters escape. That way they won't be in there, eating each other and everything. It's a good idea. So all you have to do every year when the trap's in good shape is replace your 2 iron hog rings, and I cut out my old trap tag from last year and put the new tag in every spring, and give them a good brush. And most of these traps are pretty clean. This one's kind of dirty. I didn't get some of them up until January, so they got some growth on them. It dries all up this time of year, so I brush it on the dry days. If I'm working on them on a damp day, I'll take the pressure washer to them. And I like to get them all cleaned up before when I set them. You don't really have to, because it's dead. It'll fall off after a while, but I like to start with them all clean gear. And I got about 75 older ones, all those different, I went through them all a couple of years ago and put all new heads in most of them, and bungee cords and runners, and I see a couple there that need some runners now still, but most of them are pretty good. So, and also I've got 400 buoys that I gotta sand and wash down and paint too. I went through all my rope already, and I got some work to do on the boat. So between the quail and lobstering, I've got my hands full. I got too much work really to do. This is really about 3 months work to do. I've got about 5 weeks. I shouldn't even be taking the time to take this video. And the yard looks like a mess as usual this time of year in my garage, because I got all these projects going on. I just throw the tools all over the place, and I got all the parts cut for all the quail pens, the knee walls, and these are the tops. I've got a dozen of these. That's where I staple the carpet. I mesh the tops and staple the carpet foam underneath for the headbangers, Merns. And I got the roof rafters all cut. 45 diagonal braces. And these 24-inch go under the doors. These are the sides and backs. Long studs. I've got all the doors built in this dump here. All 24 doors, more roof rafters, all dried. I put the Thompson's water seal to everything. That's why everything's all spread out.